My name is Karen Pennington and I live in South Shore in Blackpool. I had a problem with my foot and I'd seen my local GP, and as a consequence of that they decided to refer me to the musculoskeletal service to see an extended scope practitioner, and that was how I came to be involved with going to the physio service. It made a huge difference to me because my foot had actually been undiagnosed properly. It was actually, I had a problem with cellulitis in my foot, but previously it had been diagnosed as a stress fracture initially and then a tendon injury by the GP, two different GPs. And so when I went to see Andy Goff, who was the physio, he said he didn't think it was a physio problem, he was quite certain it was something else, and he decided to take blood tests to find out what was actually wrong with my foot. Andy was actually in contact with me almost on a daily basis because when I went to see him I felt really poorly, and I told him that, and he was quite concerned about it and asked me quite a bit about why I felt poorly, and I explained that I'd been sick in the morning and that I'd been shivery the night before, and so he said as soon as I'd had the blood test to let him know, and I actually emailed him to let him know so that he could look at the blood results as soon as possible, and he rang me up the morning that he got my email to say that I needed to see the doctor to get some antibiotics as soon as possible. Unfortunately I couldn't get them straight away because the doctor was busy. So I didn't get them until later that night, and Andy rang me again on the next morning because he was concerned about me because of my symptoms, and said I needed to get to hospital as soon as possible because he'd spoken to his boss, which is Dr. Russell, and they said that they thought I was going through sepsis shock, and he thought it was imperative that I was admitted to hospital and given an intravenous antibiotic, and so that's what happened, just purely through me seeing him and him ringing me and finding out how I was each day following the visit, and his concern through the blood test as well, obviously. I don't think I'm being too dramatic when I say I honestly think I could have died. It was as soon as he mentioned sepsis, when he rang me on the morning that he said I needed admitting to hospital, my doctor, he said that Dr. Russell was ringing my doctor to explain that I needed to go to hospital, and I went to see my local GP, who suggested that I have a blood test there and find out the result the next day. But knowing how poorly I'd been over the weekend, I'd already been into hospital once and been given some tablets to stop the sickness because I couldn't keep anything down. I couldn't keep water down, I couldn't keep food down. When I was trying to drink, the doctor that I saw at hospital said I was dehydrated, but it didn't matter how much I drank, I still had a really dry throat and a dry mouth, and I couldn't explain the sensation to anybody. It was just as though nobody was listening, and Andy was the only one that really listened to my symptoms. When I told him about my symptoms, he was so concerned, you know, and I honestly think I wouldn't have seen my 60th birthday because I did feel that ill. I just went to sleep, and my husband kept waking me up to drink because of what the doctor had said at hospital, but I didn't want to, I just wanted to go to sleep. So it was really quite a traumatic weekend, you know, and I really think if Andy hadn't done what he did, I wouldn't be here. I honestly don't think that. I think he is a hero for me, and I know about the nominations, and if I had had time to nominate him, because I know the nominations are closed, I would have nominated him as my hero of the year, because to me he was, you know, he was the one person that listened to me and appreciated how much pain I was in and how ill I felt. So for me, you know, he really was my hero. I'm really grateful to him and his boss, Dr. Russell. I have sent them a message of thanks already and a small gift. And I did say to Andy if I could have given him a crate of wine, if I could have afforded it, I would have done, because I was just so grateful to him and the team, you know, for what they did.